I can vaguely remember my mental state before I came to this one important realization. Everything was like autopilot then. There was never anything in between. It was either this way or that way. It was either good or bad, left or right, true or false. It was as if I had to have an answer to everything, and especially the existential questions. Where are we? What are we? And when are we? I needed those answers to feel grounded and safe, I guess. And anyone disagreeing with my beliefs was bad and clearly had the wrong beliefs. Today I can't relate to this person at all. He's like a distant memory, a stranger. Me and a friend talked about this recently, that this is the fundamental factor at play when debating or discussing with someone and the other person can't even begin to grasp what you are saying. They are in a state of dualism, which means they are either left or right. And if you linger somewhere in the middle, the other person cannot categorize you. So they automatically place you on the other team. You become the bad one, and they are good. No matter what you say, the other person has already decided that you are the bad one, and their view is the right one. This is what is referred to as cognitive dissonance. But the problem is that both the left and the right use this term for one another, not realizing that they are in fact both trapped in the dissonance, the dualistic mindset. The whole modern society is constructed in this way, left versus right, black or white, good or bad, and it's getting more extreme by the day. It's the yin versus the yang instead of them working together in balance. And if you start looking around, pretty much everything is drawn to extremes. Politics, feminism, racial questions, the climate. And this is what has created the cancel culture and the modern day witch hunts. Because you are either with them, the good side in this case, or against them. There is no in between. It's even gone to the point where they are pushing this programming on kids. I just have to show you this example from a show on Cartoon Network where they teach kids to both see color and at the same time be anti-racist. Isn't that quite contradictory? Imagine the amount of confusion this will spike in a young developing brain where you are taught to, in this case, divide us in black and white, but at the same time be anti-racist, which in itself is a word most kids don't even understand. Imagine the snowball effect this will have. This mindset is keeping us in constant dissonance to each other and ourselves. It leaves no space for reflection of thoughts or other perspectives outside this dualistic view. In here, there is no room for self-reflection, and this is where spirituality dies. When the mind is in a dualistic state, we struggle to see each other and ourselves for what we really are. It all becomes clouded by the system of belief we have built around ourselves, and the result is conflict. I think this is the most common factor for mental illness, which is on the rise now like never before, and it's not hard to see why. Sure, some people might find happiness and a sense of meaning, belonging to an extreme, but at what cost? In my experience, following one track for too long, building your fundamentals on one view, will only leave you with a deeper feeling of emptiness in the end. Because whether you're aware of it or not, you continue growing and changing. And eventually you have to go inside to meet this change and maybe realize that the narrative you were following was false all along. And this is not an easy task to deal with mentally. Think of it as frequencies. If your mind is set in stone to only one frequency, then any other frequency that comes in will create disturbance. Every day you're expected to choose. Are you anti or pro? Are you spiritual or an atheist? Are you left or right? And this is not balance. Because in the end we only have ourselves, and we need to trust that self. The most truthful answers and conclusions comes from the inside, in absence of any outside factor. Is it not okay to just settle in the middle, not knowing, not belonging, to just go along with the flow? The expression "on the fence" is one of my favorites, because that's where I find peace, keeping the balance. Sure, it's hard sometimes. It's pretty stormy up there, but deep in my heart I know that I'm on the right track here. A friend recently came up with the beautiful parallel of driving a car on the highway at night, where you can only see as far as the headlights go, and you can't for certain know that the road will continue past your sight, but you expect it to, and count on that it does. So you keep driving, you keep going forward. What an amazing analogy. I'll put that one in my back pocket.